I mean, on a slightly different note, I mean, you write about the radio show you did, and what interests me is you're because you read so much, and you I think you grasp how writing works. You're very good. You were very good at parodying and mimicking other writers. And a couple of your books have been. I mean, now you've taken on James Bond, which would be one thing. I think you've written a Jeeves book, which I would be feel very nervous about taking up the mantle of writing Jeeves and Wooster. But how when you're asked to do those books, do you is it the challenge of making them authentic? Is it that they're paying you to do it quite well, so that makes a difference, or is it
Well, there were two. The answer is different in each case.
Right.
I mean, the James Bond book, my literary agent was also the agent for the Fleming family publications, and he said they want you to do this for the centenary of Ian Fleming's birth, which was 2008. And I said, but I think you've got the wrong bloke. I don't read thrillers. I don't write thrillers. Surely some mistake. And they said, no, that's definitely you they want. So, and then I said, I'm afraid, I feel ashamed to admit this. I said, how much do you think we might make? And anyway, I went to meet them, and they were very nice, the two people I was dealing with, who were Ian Fleming's nieces. And I said, I explained my difficulties. Anyway, we agreed I'd go away and read the books, and then if I thought I could do it, I'd just write an outline and show it to them. I did it, and they said, well, you can't have a shootout in a caviar factory. And I said, oh, that's a shame. He said, no, that was in the last Pierce Brosnan film, which, of course, I hadn't seen.
Right.
But I thought, maybe I'm on the right track there.
Yeah, that's good.
So I said, I've got to set it then. I can't do it now. And I just basically took all the good bits, the girls, but instead of having some in which one is, I think, Dr. No, the girl played by Ursula Andress in the film, her ambition is to become a prostitute in Miami. That's her ambition.
Right.
So I thought I can do better than that. So my female character is a banker, and actually underneath it she's a spy, and she has a twin sister. And I had a lot of fun with making her a bit cleverer than Bond. So hopefully redeeming all these poor bikinied women who've been treated so badly in the past. And Felix Leiter, the CIA man, was always good fun, so I had him. The stuff that wasn't interesting, I left out. But I had to put a bit of machinery in, because that's what really turned Fleming on. That's the only time his style ever gets rather engorged or purple, is when he's talking about machines, not
machines
when he's
rather
talking
than
about women. But to do his style was really quite easy, because he trained as a journalist and with Reuters, and his sentences are very short and simple, and he doesn't really use adverbs, not many adjectives. It's getting the job done, lots of active verbs, and so it wasn't very difficult to hear that. But imitating someone's writing style is a bit like hearing their voice, being a mimic, as you said. And when they asked me some years later if I would do P.G. Wodehouse, the money there was, neither here nor there. It's just if you want to do it. Mm-hmm. And I said, no, I can't do that, because he's one of the great prose writers. The fact that it's comic is neither here nor there. This is like spun sugar. It's so delicate. It's so careful. It's light as air, but it's, I could do Fleming, because that was like making a beef casserole. But this was like asking me to make a sort of towering dessert of sort of 17 layers of meringue and so on.
Yes, I can see it.
But then I was at a bit of a loose end between books. And I was on a flight, actually, and I just had this idea, suppose we change the roles around, so for some complicated reason, Bertie has to become the manservant and Jeeves has to become the young aristocrat about town. And once I'd got that idea, it began to come. And I suppose I'd just read so much Wodehouse when I was in my sort of teens and early 20s. I used to read a lot at university, actually, rather than going through medieval literature. I quite often after lunch read a bit of Wodehouse. I could just do it. I could just hear
Amazing.
it. And it's like, if you listen to Rory Bremner or someone, I don't know how they do it, but they do it. And,
okay. Well, I haven't read your Jeeves book, but I will give it a go. I'll let you know. I'll let you know if you did it.
Thank you.
I'm sure you did. So presumably, if the James Bond one gets made into a film, that's the ultimate.
Well, that would be fantastic,
Yeah.
but I don't know if that would ever happen. I know Sam Mendes, who directed 2 or 3.
Yeah.
He liked it and he put it forward as a possible basis.
Yeah.
But it's a very Fleming. My book is a very Fleming production, and the films then were the Broccoli family productions.
Yes.
And I don't think the two families, being very careful how I put this, I'm not sure they necessarily saw eye to eye about everything. But now it's with somebody else.
Yes.
Maybe, who knows? That would be fabulous.
Yeah. Well, it's nice. It's nice to make some money as well as create some fantastic art. I'm sure you're doing very well for both.
Well, I had no pension until James Bond came along.
Right.
I didn't even know what a pension was, but now I've got one.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. That's very important.